Welcome to another edition of Strange New Pod. I'm your captain and host, Julian Brown, and no, as confusing as it might be, this was not an episode of Leverage tonight. And for those wondering what Leverage is, if you don't or do know, that is a bit of a deep cut. Ask about it in the chat. Alongside me, as always, is the best bridge crew this side of Assignment Earth, Vice Admiral Erik, who keeps our comms open and the fun facts flowing.
Fun fact time.
Lieutenant Commander Hawk, who could probably charm his way out of an awkward situation better than Jean-Luc. And you know she's losing her mind. You know she's excited. The TOS connections are real. Where is Mariner's evidence board? It's Captain Jubilee. No, I'm kidding. It's Captain Girafe. Welcome, Jolan True. How are we doing tonight?
Great.
I've never heard of this Leverage show, but Timothy Hutton's on it.
Yes.
Yeah, Leverage is good. I mean, it's weird, but it's good. But it's weird, but it's good.
It's a heist show,
really
right?
good show. Yeah, it's a heist show, and
It's a heist show.
Jerry Ryan was on it a lot, and Jonathan Frakes did a lot of directing on it.
Well, I guess I have to watch
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
good,
say
but weird. But good, but weird.
all of those things. All of those things. Oh yeah, and Kraft is on it. The guy from the Calypso short
Yeah,
Trek is one of the
yeah.
main characters.
Absolutely.
So, 9 degrees of Star Trek separation.
And there
Guys.
is a lot of Star Trek references in it.
Tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. That's what happens with Jonathan. I think Jonathan Frakes directed a very good portion of that show. So
now it's required viewing for us.
now
so
it's required.
Get on it,
viewing.
people.
Exactly. So, Haven Studios race. I love how going live notification came on Discord at the exact same time we started, or the starting soon switched. That's awesome. That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, that's very rare.
It's ghosted. Guys, this week it's our final live review show before Mission Chicago, and we're reviewing episode 205 of Star Trek Picard, Fly Me to the Moon. That's the second time I've sung that this week, and it probably won't be the last. We have everything in this episode, guys. There's a heist on ice, which we should see more of in the real world. Q is doing his best Freud impression. Girardi is making more horrible decisions. With
Good
the Borg
decisions.
Queen. Good decisions.
Awesome.
And this episode has massive tie-ins to the TOS Season 2 finale, Assignment Earth. We break that all down, but before we break down Fly Me to the Moon and review it, we've been doing this all week. 2 more Strange New Worlds character teasers dropped. So we are going to talk about those right now. It is the medical team that dropped today. So we have our first looks at Dr. Mbenga and Nurse Chapel. Excuse me. We're not going to spend as much time as we did the past 2 nights going on these because we want to get to Picard. And to be fair, these actually are pretty streamlined teasers compared to all the others. They really focus on these 2 characters. So we'll give initial thoughts. We'll say what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we'll get pretty much right to Picard. So yeah, I've actually gone ahead and combined both trailers, and Erik has that ready. So we can watch it both at once. Erik, when you are ready, hit it, please.
What is this noxious paste you're applying to our skulls?
Ground sea urchin. Trust me, this will become Federation standard. Eventually. I am Chief Medical Officer on the flagship of Starfleet. Prejudice has kept people from helping each other for centuries.
Doctor!
Disease and suffering could be things of the past. I am a physician. There must be another way. This is Nurse Chapel.
Welcome to Enterprise. Sounds like you're just the person for the job.
What job? I'm gonna mess with your genome. Is it safe? Almost every time.
I thought you might need to discuss your feelings. I feel I should have seen that coming.
It's good to get that sometimes.
I applaud your performance.
Don't thank me. I know I'm good at my job.
We're back.
Hey, so those are the Dr. Mbenga and Doctor, I'm already giving her promotion. She should be a freaking doctor, right, though? Nurse Christine Chapel. 2 really awesome teasers. Now, Erik, we talked off mic for a little bit. You kind of have a unique perspective on these character teasers, so I actually want to get your thoughts on these first, because I believe you watched one, and now you're kind of on the fence about it.
No, not on the fence. I hated them all. No, I saw the horror one, and then I saw the who's the pilot? What's her name again?
Oh,
Erica.
Ortega.
Ortega.
I was like, I know her first name because it's very easy for me to remember. Erica Ortega's. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not watching anything else. I want to be surprised when the show comes out. I know that they released a couple others after, the Chapel one and the Mabenga. And those are characters that we sort of saw in TOS, like Chapel for sure, but Mabenga a little.
Two episodes, right?
Two? Yeah, I think two.
2, 3? Yeah.
But
two.
I want to know more. Like, I want to be surprised because of what little I know. I don't really want to know anything. And so often I've watched trailers and TV, like commercials, and it just, the stuff that gets ruined just, sort of bums me out. Like, I saw Spider-Man and I only saw the first 2 trailers and I was like, you know what? I'm good. And when I saw the movie, it blew my fucking mind. So I'm looking forward to Strange New Worlds doing the same thing.
So I have to say, as I'm loving all of these character teasers, but there's a part of me that's coming later on that I'm gonna have to make a decision. I was talking about this last night with our Twitch collective that, everybody knows by now that we get screeners for all these episodes, and I'm very much like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the screener for the pilot. Like, I wanna enjoy this. I know that the whole reason we started this podcast was for Strange New Worlds, which is why I really want to enjoy it with the rest of everybody. And I know Giraffe's like, nah, I'm watching that.
You know what we're
be
gonna
the first one watching this.
No, Giraffe,
what
me
are
and
you
you.
talking about?
I'm gonna put it. We'll watch it together, Giraffe. At the same time, we'll watch it and then we'll talk about it.
This is where the peer pressure is coming in, and I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna
watch it
cut
with you
tickets.
guys.
I'm gonna cut tickets like $2 each people to enjoy the pilot of Strange New World with me screaming at the screen. That's all.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my earphones off so that you guys can talk about this. Someone give me the thumbs up when we're done. When you guys are done
sounds
talking.
good. Yep. So, interesting point here from LLAP81. Interesting that Mbenga was still on the Enterprise in TOS when McCoy was CMO. Yeah, that's something that I think we're going to talk about in a few minutes. I want to get Hawk and Giraffe's thoughts first. I do just want to say, since you're here, LLAP81, you need to answer my DM. I need to send you your Laris stickers, please. I would like to get those to you. So please send me your address so I can send you your stickers. It's good you're here and I can remind you of that. Who's up next? Hawk, your thoughts on both the Mbenga and Chapel character teasers.
The Mbenga teaser was awesome. He's got a very different attitude than McCoy, and that you can tell in that he's obviously very good at his job, very serious about it and that, but there's definitely some chill elements to him.
Yeah. I love Erik eating his fucking popcorn. Like,
I did love that he's more in, he seems to be he has a little bit of the like that doctor from Enterprise and that quality.
Fox.
He relies more on homemade kind of remedies and that, and poultices and stuff like that, as opposed to just synthesizing everything from a replicator, which I like that little nod to Phlox.
Yeah.
Chapel seems so different from the Nurse Chapel we knew in the TOS series and that, but not in a bad way in that. And the question, I guess what's in my mind is are they basically like teasing Spock around everybody on the ship?
Every single woman in that show.
Fucking character.
Yes. Okay, maybe they're just trying to put us off the scent in that, with these little shots here and there and that. But yeah, it seems like he's just basically making his way around the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that Spock is a player. Okay, I'm in.
Spock is the player a seeker player that we didn't know we actually had, right?
With terrible haircut.
One day he has a terrible haircut, and one day he doesn't.
Was she swiping at his hair, or was it like a little kind of pat on the head, or was she trying to fix the hair?
Him. She smacks him in the face. Like,
yeah.
It seemed to actually edit out from the actual smack, so I thought maybe she was just trying to do what we were all thinking in our minds and fixing his hair.
Maybe, who knows? Good stuff. Anything else, Hawk?
It's made me more excited. I can't wait to see this show. God, bring it on. Bring it on.
Less than a little over a month. A little over a month. I was about to say less than. That's how excited I am. Giraffe, your thoughts on these 2 teasers?
Okay, I have many thoughts. So,
Of course you do.
first of all, again, I'm so glad that Mbenga is a recurring character. Is gonna have some more background. First of all, because yes, the character by himself is such an interesting character. When McCoy knows nothing of Vulcan physiology, because you're the chief medical on the Starship Enterprise, and you don't know anything about Vulcans.
It's because McCoy's from the South. You can't blame the man.
Like, you mean like the guys that made First Contact, you don't know their blood pressure is different? I mean, like, whatever. But Mbenga, as I was saying in the chat, by the way, is like trained on Vulcan too. He knows like Vulcan physiology. So he's such an interesting character. How a human went there. Like, I want to know so many things. It was in 2 TOS episodes. I checked. I said 2 or 3. It was in 2. And already you have like such an interesting character that you can like write a whole series out of him. And by parenthesis, if you don't know about Booker Bradshaw, the guy who plays Mbenga, amazing dude. He wrote for Planet of the Apes. He wrote for Columbo. He was a director, like what did you say, publicist or something like that for the Supremes. Like,
oh, cool.
He worked for Motown. He was like an incredible dude. So just go and read a little bit about him because he's so cool. So I'm so glad that we have that character. It has this accent. It's like, like doing like some alternative medicine. I like it. He's trying stuff. It's again a little bit of humor. So it's I see the chat has like me tagged, but I can't read at the same time. I'm very like
no. Talix is giving me shit because I made a joke about McCoy being from the South. I deserved it. She goes, "Watch it, Julian. She's from Atlanta." So
so
I just I have so many friends in the South.
I can't wait to see more of Mbenga, like Uhura, like a character that's finally gonna have a backstory, that's gonna be more present and so on. So I think he was way younger than McCoy. Absolutely. I'm entering the chat. So it has like these like backstory that is going to be cool to explore. Nurse Chapel, I just watched the trailer like literally a second ago. I didn't want to watch it because I was in a meeting and I just like watched without listening, and I saw the whole thing with Spock and I was like, don't do this to me, don't do this to me, don't do this to me. I was very stressed because we know the whole thing between Chapel and Spock and TOS, right? Like, she's into him, he's like absolutely not into her. He throws a bowl of soup in her face. It's like one of the best scene ever, by the way. So I was kind of worried, and I have one hang up. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, but I have one.
No, you're not. You're fine.
Okay. As much I can see Celia Gooding be Uhura in the vein, in the like inspiration of Nichelle Nichols. Same for Una, same for Pike. I see them like being kind of a continuation. I don't see that for Chapel. Like, the mood, the vibe they put in that trailer is so absolutely nothing like the vibe you have from Chapel in TOS. Which, I mean, I'm cool if they want to make her more badass, but she's so caring and she's so good and so nice. And, like a little bit sad. There's a little bit of sass in Chapel in TOS too. But the trailer didn't convey that very caring and nice and soft side, which I think would that be nice to see a little bit.
I think there's moments that are unspoken in that teaser where they do that. Like, we see Una like need medical assistance. She falls in, like, Chapel immediately runs to her. So I think that's there. I also have to say, that was the 60s. Like, women were written horribly in television. I mean, you talk about that all the time, Giraffe. Like,
yeah, but still, they still have, like, in the Changelings, when you see her with Uhura, which is one of the only scenes in TOS where you don't have a man. She has such a caring. And when you say like, oh, she should be a doctor, I don't agree. Nurse, my mother is a nurse. It's a totally different work. It's not the same angle of medicine. It's not the same.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
And
I just meant that as a joke because like
no, I
of
know,
all the shade that like McCoy
Yeah.
throws her throughout the seasons, right? Like,
but like even in What Little Girls Are Made Of in TOS, like when she goes and find her like fiance, she has like this whole like very caring side that is refreshing. I mean, I'm all for like badass women in shows, and I'm very happy we get Lan and we get Uhura and we get Ortega and like, but I don't know. I like that side too in Chappelle. So the sass and the caring. I mean, it's just a trailer. We're gonna see more, right? So I don't say, but yeah, I was missing this.
And I do want to read Butch Lepew's Colin's comment here. Yes, it is Giraffe. Nursing carries the medical professions, and if you don't know, Colin is a retired nurse. So
I'm the daughter of a nurse and the daughter of a doctor.
Yep.
So
there you go.
I know the difference.
Son of a nurse.
Yep.
So I loved both these teasers. I love that they gave medical like back to back, and I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. I combined both the trailers, and they do mesh like freaking perfectly. It's kind of wild. I'm wondering if they had them that way at the beginning. I don't know. I don't want to speak to what Paramount does. That's not true. So I didn't know that Talix. Talix is also a nurse.
Yep.
Somehow I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Starfleet Medical.
Starfleet Medical. I love Mbenga a lot. I love that from the immediate vibe I get from him. He's very like almost mad scientist-y. And especially from the way he's saying to Pike, I'm the chief medical officer of the flagship of Starfleet. And I'm like, okay. That was kind of like sexy and weird. What's going on here? I really like that he's like using a mortar and pestle to like do shit. This is the 22nd century. Like there's modern medicine. I really dig it. I like that he's using sea urchin because uni is delicious, but probably has medicinal purposes. Definitely looks like he's got a relationship with Pike. Not a ton to go on other than that he seems to be really freaking good at his job, and I can't wait to see what his character does. As far as Chapel, yeah, I just looked at this trailer. I'm like, okay, this is great. Like, this is refreshing. This is updating a character who was a woman written in the 1960s and now is being written in 2022, how a woman should be written properly. So she's probably an amazing nurse. She's also probably a little bit of a badass, like tackling a dude and trying to hypo spray him. Like, I really dig that.
And there's a little bit of smile on her face when she was doing
it
too.
Digging it, right? She's maybe a little like, I like it.
If you know nurses, they love stabbing thing in people.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
It's true. I want to go to the Chapel trailer specifically though real quick because there's one moment that I thought was really cool where she's taking a hypo spray in this giant wheel, and I feel like that wheel is like a library of medicine, so you type whatever you want into that and it brings the right thing up and he puts it in the hypo spray. I love that moment. Out of all the things, because these are supposed to be character folks, I'm like, ooh, awesome. Star Trek technology. I love it. So great teasers. I'm really down with them. I think over the next 2 days, maybe they'll do all three tomorrow.
Can we bet?
You want to bet?
Yeah. So
well, all right, let's
bet.
get Erik back. Erik. Even though you didn't watch them, we're taking bets on who they do tomorrow.
Okay,
There's
so
only Una,
I'm gonna say,
There's only Una, Spock, and Kirk left.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's Kirk.
Pike. Sorry.
Pike.
Pike will be the last one.
We're voting him out of the island. So I'm gonna say, we're gonna have one trailer by day right now. So we're gonna have Spock, then Una, then Pike, right? Which bring us to Sunday. And I have a problem because I think we're gonna have a real trailer for First Contact Day, which is Tuesday. So what's happening on Monday?
All right, so
did we forget a character? What's happening?
Well, I think that they're going to do all three. So my bet is they're going to do all three tomorrow. They're going to do the big three tomorrow.
And then nothing for the weekend and Monday?
Yeah, because no one goes online that much on the weekend. Like they like So I think that all 3 tomorrow.
I know what I know what I'm betting on.
Yeah. Full trailer for First Contact Day, and then Star Trek Pike keeps telling me I'm wrong, and I'm gonna take this to my grave. And when we get there and go to the panel at Mission Chicago, they're gonna show the pilot at Mission Chicago.
I'm not getting
excited.
stage.
That's just my guess.
They're gonna do Una tomorrow, Spock Monday, Pike Tuesday.
It doesn't make sense.
And then save the trailer for Mission Chicago.
Spock is a lieutenant. It's gonna be Spock.
Yeah,
Una,
but Spock is
Pike.
more in the realm.
Not TOS. It's Strange New World.
It doesn't matter. It's for the public.
Like you're witnessed. Okay, you witnessed this.
There's only so much I can take from you, Giraffe. God damn it. I will say one thing about the trailers. Everyone is so good looking on this show. They're like gorgeous. This whole show. I'm just saying there's like
it's like Discovery. Like it's like what's happening?
No. Discovery was here and like here and then like all the way up here.
That's why they were
Eric.
like, let's mess up Effin Peck and make him like look like an ass with like this weird sideburns.
Those sideburns are.
And it's like, I'll still do him. You think like you're fucking up his hair and that's going to keep me out? Nah.
Hawk, what's your?
We watched Discovery season 2. We know the potential.
I say tomorrow you probably get the last 3. So beginning with Una, moving on to Spock, and then finishing with Pike, and then probably the trailer for First Contact Day. That seems to make the most sense in that. It's like putting out 1 30-second teaser over like 3 days, and that.
Yeah.
No. Especially over the weekend, and that you're right.
Or
that.
there's like Spock, Una. Now there's gonna be a surprise trailer we don't expect.
Star Trek Pike thinks it could be the Enterprise.
It's gonna be Michelle Yeoh.
Enterprise trailer.
Oh yeah,
Just of the Enterprise.
The best character out of them all.
Agreed.
She's a lady.
She is a lady. Let's see. We have some good ones on Twitch. Wow, this went far. We might get 2 or 3 tomorrow, says Joaquin slowly. Could we get an Enterprise character trailer is what Star Trek Pike said. I could see them actually tomorrow, instead of doing 3, they'll just do 1, and it's Spock, Una. It's the command. It's
I have
Spock,
a better one.
Una, okay.
Tomorrow's
Pike,
April 1st, right? It's April Fool's. They're going to do a horse trailer tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Just Pike's
They're
horse.
gonna do a what?
Pike's
It's gonna
horse.
be fucking Tango.
Pike's horse.
It's gonna be Tango. It's
Oh,
gonna
the
be Tango.
horse.
The horse.
The horse
gonna
gets
be
its
Tango.
30-second teaser.
The
of the
voice
horse.
of the voice of the computer.
That would be awesome.
okay.
I would actually like that.
Is it Bonnie? That would be awesome.
Mm.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens at Mission Chicago. We'll be there reporting all of the fun events.
A Treebill trailer.
Guys, give me 1 second before we move on, because I think my dog is whining at the door. I bought him a giant like chicken bone thing, not chicken bone because those are bad for dogs, but like
The rawhide
chicken flavored rawhide, and I think he finally
Rawhide.
Give me 1 second. Sorry.
It will be Spock, but Zach Quinto. I'm here for this.
You know what this
I'm here
means?
for this.
Where's the fireplace?
Just gonna bring in the multiverse versions of each
my
other.
husband is whining at the door for like 30 minutes. You think I go and check? No.
We get promotions. Promotions now that Julian's gone. Oh no, damn.
No.
Oh yeah, promotions! The Foreign Bureau of S&P is back.
You know what, Eric? I didn't even give myself a promotion.
Yeah, you weren't there.
You know what? It's happening right now. I've gone from captain, and I'm pulling a Captain Pike. I'm
Mutiny.
now fleet captain. God damn it, fleet captain.
Admiral
Fleet
Giraffe, damn right.
Oh my
Listen to the
God.
people.
Oh my god.
President of the Earth. President of the Federation.
Guys, before
shit.
oh my god, someone just destroyed their whole rig.
No,
Is
this little thing fell.
Oh, it's a little squiddy poo.
It's from Finding Nemo.
Yeah. This is actually for you, Eric. Before we get into our review of Fly Me to the Moon for Picard, if you noticed through our Discord and our Twitch and our socials and our website, everything, we have a beautiful, brand new logo. It is gorgeous.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
Gorgeous.
designed by the one and only Vice Admiral Erik. I wanted to give you a few minutes to talk about what was your inspiration as we get less. No, I keep on saying less. Like I'm trying to like conjure it into being sooner. A little over a month away from Strange New Worlds. What was your kind of idea and motivation to give our logo this look?
Star Trek. No. I don't know. This is probably, I don't even know. Like this is probably version 40 or something of the ones that I made for the update. How did this come about? I remember it was because when we started doing shirts, I didn't like how the old logo fit on it. So it's just like I need something that'll pop. Also, when I look at thumbnails and stuff of our stuff, you can't really read it. Which,
you can't. That's true. Yeah.
Which is, not great. And then, I just used all that stuff and made it. I didn't read the outline, so I didn't realize I was going to talk about this.
No, that's okay.
The giraffe way.
Power to giraffe. The contagion has begun.
But Eric, what I want to say live to you is that I don't even think you knew this about me, but like purple is one of my favorite colors. So
no, I didn't until you said that.
Like purple, like when I saw the purple, I was like, oh shit.
It's Liar's favorite color too, so I was like, I don't pick this one.
Yeah, like our whole entire color scheme has changed, which I think is awesome, cool. It kind of like gives us a new identity with Strange New Worlds like coming on, and that being what this show was supposed to be focusing on in the first place. So I think it's a really awesome update for the show. I think you did an incredible fucking job. So thank you as always for all the hard work you put in. It's so cool.
Brittany asked me what what the inspiration were when I was making it is. I was like, I think it was Black Panther and Star Trek mixed together.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Soft purple.
And probably because you were listening to Prince at the time.
I was listening. Probably. I was probably listening to the Black Panther soundtrack, to be honest.
That's awesome. Oh man. Well, anyway, good stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, it is now everywhere. We've updated the website, all of our socials. Check it out. Erik killed it with it. Our Strange New Loop was supposed to be a patron thing, but it didn't end up working out this week. So we'll figure out another person for it next week. NY Relight was the next person on the list. I mean, do we want to do one, or do we just want to?
What could be a Strange New Loop for us?
Okay, if you were a supervisor, who in the history of Star Trek would you be?
Does it have to be Star Trek?
Y'all.
Oh, sorry, anybody.
Okay.
I know that you're trying to make me not press the button, but we're pressing the button.
Yeah. Oh wait, this is my first French New Loop that
do it again. Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Okay. You want me to do the whole like it's the Strange New Loop? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, folks, it is time for the Strange New Loop, and for the first time ever, it's a giraffe Strange Loop. So, Giraffe, take the Strange New Loop away.
If you were a supervisor, who would you be in charge of protecting? Protect the sacred timeline.
And it doesn't have to be Star Trek, right?
Anybody.
Oof.
Anybody.
Damn.
It's hard.
Well, then.
Okay, stop making Star Trek. It's easier.
No.
Go.
I want to be in charge of protecting Janeway because she messes up the timeline so much. I think it would be such a good work to be like, come on, Catherine, do not touch this, Catherine.
But you'd have to watch and not interfere.
Yeah, that's why it's such a challenge. How do you interfere with Catherine Janeway without like her knowing that you're here interfering?
You stop her coffee. That's how you. Because then she'll get distracted and go towards the coffee.
You make her drink decaf for a week.
Oh my
god! Oh no!
So Neil exposed. That's my answer. Catherine Janeway.
Hawk, I think you had one.
Yep, I got one. I think we're probably all in agreement. If I was a supervisor and meant to protect the timeline, I would have prevented David Bowie's death in 2016.
Oh, you were like killing the mood, man. It's so sad.
I'm sorry, but yeah, it's like the time. I think we are currently on this diverged timeline, and it all began in 2016 with the death of David Bowie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That is fair.
That is fair. Yeah. How about you, Erik?
Who would I protect? Would it be Rutherford or Harry Kim or both? Because I love them both. But Harry Kim needs more love, I feel like, because, he died for that whole ship multiple times.
He died like so many times.
Yeah. So if there's anyone who needs a little bit of guardian angel love, it's Harry Kim.
I mean, Galaxy Star Queen 77 is with you. I want to protect Harry Kim. Oh, 2 supervisors for Kim.
Harry and his 1 pip.
Poor.
I don't have an answer.
So I'm gonna say the chat because
Yeah,
like that
do the
you
chat,
can think
do the
about
chat.
it. So what?
Look at you taking over.
Slowly is I'm the captain now.
That's the plan, right?
I protect Jimi Hendrix.
Wait, time out. Giraffe, aren't you the person? Shit, I just dropped my iPad. Giraffe, aren't you the person?
You don't want me to be in charge.
Aren't you the person who keeps saying like people don't get airlocked enough in Star Trek? So I feel like I'm about to get airlocked.
But I'm not that violent.
I don't know about that.
Continue
reading the chat.
Talix, I'll protect the lizard babies and the remnants. Yes, lizard babies. Did I say walking slowly? I'd protect Jimi Hendrix. Yes. And everybody's like agreeing with protecting Harry Kim. Jesco wants to protect Nog since the writer have it out for him. Protect Miles O'Brien, guys. Somebody.
He doesn't need to be protected. He's the greatest man in the universe.
True.
Walking slowly, right? Oh yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead, Hawk.
No, I actually misread his in that.
Oh, never mind.
I actually thought I looked at it quickly. I don't have my glasses on, and that I actually thought it said Jim Henson, not Jimi Hendrix.
Glasses.
You have glasses?
I do, they're right here.
Oh. Jim Henson, though, yeah, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I figured mine out. I would protect Rock Talk.
Oh.
I love Rock Talk, and someone needs to protect her and make sure that she's getting everything she needs because she deserves it, and she's awesome.
Her guardian angel is Murph.
Yeah, it's true. She doesn't really need
Murph is a supervisor.
That's my headcanon now.
Right? That would be a hell of a plot twist. I love it. All great answers, everybody. Draft, that was a good, like, super on the fly, strange new loop. Well done. I love it. Guys, let's get into our episode 205 of Star Trek Picard, Fly Me to the Moon review, and we're coming right back to you, Giraffe.
Oh, I go first?
Dude, who wasn't going to go first for this episode, Miss Gary fucking 7? Okay. Let's go.
Okay, so for somebody that have subjected so many people to watching again and again Assignment Earth.
I don't want to do it again.
First of all, I'm so happy because oh my God. When he went like, supervisor's like, Kirk's Enterprise was like, TOS go back, say it, baby, say it to me. And he went like, Gary 7. I was like, years, recognition, finally. Oh my God, I was so happy. I was so happy. So first of all, I have to go through, there's so many Easter eggs.
There's so many
Easter eggs.
So many.
So first of all, I'm so happy Isa Briones is back. Oh, thank you. Where was she?
Like you didn't know from Erik and I's really awkward faces we made last week.
What are you talking about?
How and when and why?
Perfectly
and
acted.
Like, I ignore you guys.
We know.
So let me just go through Easter eggs, and I love the episode. I have to say that first. I forgot that. I love the episode. I have some like big hang up in like how they keep their story straight that I have problem with. So first of all, Rozhenko. Wait,
was there Rozhenko? Did I completely miss Rozhenko?
Dr. Vasily. Roshenko.
Dr. Vasily Roshenko. So I was so happy. There are like so many like kind of like weird like deep cuts in the show. So first of all, wait, let me go back. I'm so sorry. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm very tired.
You're just so excited.
I'm so excited. So where did I write my things? Oh, here we go. Okay, so Gary 7. First of all, yes. I really like the Queen trying like to find all these things and like trying to connect and like try all the voice. It was so fucking creepy. I like when Trek is creepy, and it's delivering so much. It's been so creepy. My problem is that as a French person, I know the police in France never answer the phone. So when they answer right away, I was like,
but
come on.
She used her magical Borg powers to get through.
Yeah, then her French was terrible. I did not understand what she was saying. And I was reading the subtitles. I was like, oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
That's the wrong soundbite. Oh, actually, that one works out for this. I'm going to press it again.
Sorry, Stallion. Your weird friend Giraffe is here.
Not weird, I'm French. It's not the same thing. Almost. So, terrible French. So I was like, so like, ugh, come on. Why? Why the terrible French? I mean, I understand, but at least the police guy is really French. So at least that's it. I mean, yes.
Because of the nicotine addiction.
Yeah, that, first of all, yes. I don't smoke, but a lot of you French people smoke. But he was speaking like a French person, so that was actually nice. Southern accent,
you can tell it was natural.
Yeah, his marriage felt really real.
Yeah.
Better than Jean-Luc's.
I had like quite of a confusion. So I don't know. Am I the only one who noted that? I'm sure other people have noted. Why does like the Tallinn, it's her name, the supervisor, she has like all that Romulan tech. It's Romulan tech, right? Like that like pad she has, like with the triangle. Like it looks so freaking Romulan. And I was like,
so there's some good theories about this, and York Hildebrand on Twitter, who is like the mastermind behind doing all the deep dives and like all the amazing screenshots, finding out all these amazing things. It makes sense if the Watchers are everywhere and anywhere, that they would maybe procure Romulan tech to be Watchers, because who does surveillance better than the Romulan Star Empire? Like, no joke. I'm not even saying that as like a canon or a like just a writing error. I honestly believe like the writers like, hey,
makes sense.
Who does surveillance better? Or
but then like I'm kind of like, I'm always surprised at the fact that, for example, Picard doesn't like, he thinks she's Laris, and he knows she's not Laris, and then he sees all that Romulan tech, and he's like, like Seven keeps seeing Q on video, keeps hearing of Q, still no reaction from Seven, and I'm kind of like troubled by this. Like, why doesn't she say that she knows Q?
No, I don't think she needs to. I don't think she needs to. I got the impression this episode, the minute, because she was the first one to speak too, after they saw Q, and she's like, "What is Q up to?" Like, she knows who he is.
She's over his shit, like Mariner.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cisco.
Okay. I have a few questions, because as I literally finished watching the episode just before coming on the pod, I didn't check anything. So yeah, Rodchenko on the console, that was so cool. I was like, yes. How? I don't know why, but that was cool. Is that Leah Thompson on the?
Yes, that was
Dr. Diane Werner.
Yeah, I was like, I know that person. Is that Leah Thompson? So that's pretty cool. I think Spearhead is a reference to the 12 Monkeys.
Probably. There's a lot of 12 Monkeys references.
Yeah, it was like some like references to 12 Monkeys. So I was like, that's pretty cool. And so I don't know. I didn't read the outline, but you know that. Is there a question about like who is Isa Briones in that show?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. So we all agree
Julian,
she's synthetic.
don't make any facial expression.
We all agree she's synthetic, right? She's not a real person, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why she's not a real person. I mean, I think she's not a real person. So
I'm not saying anything.
What is wrong with you guys?
Nothing. Okay. Keep going. You're fine.
I'm not talking with them anymore. Twitch, I'm talking with you because I don't want to talk to them. So, do you think I think she's a synthetic.
Hawk hasn't seen it. Talk to him too.
Okay, I think she's a synthetic, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have only one clue, and it's like a deep cut. So, at one point, he has like this Dr. Soong. He has like this screen that comes up, and her name is Kore. And Kore means daughter in ancient Greek. And I kind of find like it's kind of weird to call your daughter in ancient Greek.
I think that's cool.
I do too. So, I actually agree with Erik.
And there's the other thing is like when she's like in the water, it's like, did Mother like to swim? And he has this facial expression like, sure, like a mermaid. And I'm like, So, first of all, you don't call your mother mother. You call your mother by mom or like something like that. It's kind of weird.
My kids
And
are currently in
second,
the phase where they're calling Megan mother.
I call my mother mothership, and she hates it. It's like, yes, hello, mothership, and she's like, do not call me this. I'm like, there are like some hints, and like the core like jumped at me so much, and I'm like, oh, she's not a real little girl.
I don't know about Julian, but when I named my kids, it was all like the meaning behind the names. Or not all of them. Like Liar was
You're not
definitely
gonna
Mass
call
Effect.
your daughter.
I would have if it was a cool like foreign
The other
like
thing,
language.
I'm gonna add a layer to that. A core in Greek art is like these weird statues that they have of women that represent like a representation of themselves, and they are an offering to the gods. So a core and a kuros are actually kind of statues that are lifelike, and I'm pretty sure she's a synthetic. So I was interested in this. His spleen is in a box over there. Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Wait. Don't keep going, because I know Hawk had something about Corey, and I want to answer Eric's question. I mean, Cecily's named after Cecily from Importance of Being Earnest. And we also just really love the name, but we're theater geeks.
Yeah.
So, and Caleb, it was between Caleb and Gabriel, even though Karen and I aren't like overly religious at all. They're biblical names. And it ended up being Caleb.
Yeah,
so,
like Tala is star in Tagalog or storyteller in Polynesian. And, you know, Mass Effect.
Still not daughter.
if I could find a cool one, I would.
Hawk, what do you want to say on this before draft?
Yeah,
continues?
I came into this thinking that this was his flesh and blood daughter, and of course Giraffe puts out a theory, and as we know, we cannot question Giraffe, because it always turns out that Giraffe was
He's right.
I know.
That's why the arrow points at her.
The big giveaway is that I was trying to think what kind of a genetic illness. Yeah, there you go, genes fish. What kind of genetic illness? I know, like, there are people with compromised immune systems and that, but it's like, when one particulate of dust would compromise her entire immune system, UV light turns her blood basically to poison, and that it's really starting to make a lot of sense now, that he could get the model right, but that it's immune system was basically so badly compromised, and that she can't leave the house. It makes sense.
Next week when we find out that she's a vampire, it's gonna just totally throw everything for you guys.
Can I do my weird complaint that I did before the show?
Wait, do it in a bit, because I have a picture for it, and I'm gonna send it in the.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it in the Twitch chat.
So I'm sorry, but that's my big minus.
Hawk, were you done? Sorry.
There are many people working on that show, and I know it's hard, but
okay.
They butchered so much Renee Picard French passport that I saw it without posing, which is terrible. What is this? What are you doing?
We're saying hi to Nam.
Oh yeah. So okay. So you post. So Erik posted in the chat the picture, and okay, Republic is written Republic. Come on, just write Republic in French. Like, guys, what the hell? What is this? Republique Française? Like, how? Then they are like, her birth is written in the American date format 11/22, but then her like passport date is written in the French format 24/09, and I'm like, come on guys, like, you can check your design before putting them on screen. Like, how hard is it? There's another thing, it's written that date of deliverance, like, that's a small one, but it's like and by the way, her date of birth, I see it now on the picture you posted. Her date of birth on the top of the screen, it's July 1st, 1996. And on the passport is 22nd of November, 1996. Why? How is that? Like,
because
dude,
passports don't exist in the 24th century. And they have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Come on. Like, it's such small things. Like, why isn't it checked? Like, hire me, Star Trek. Hire me. I'll fix that. Like, that's not hard. I mean,
if it helps, the date of deliverance is the day that Discovery premiered.
Yeah, and I think our date of birth 24 isn't it like First Contact, the movie 22nd
there's a
of
reason
November
for everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's
just,
First Contact movie.
It's just like I was like, ugh. And I have a question, and after I'm gonna stop talking, I swear. They say that the Picard left France for World War II during World War II and did not come back until the 12th century. That's why they have English accent and they speak English and they're British basically. But she's born in southern France.
They just go there. They just go there for births, and then they get out.
She grew up in southern France, they say, and spent her childhood in southern France, and she's still British. And I'm done. Thank you, Gary 7.
Gary 7. I'm out.
Little do we know that the line about them leaving France was a pickup, filmed many months later. That could have been funny. That could have been true. We don't know.
He's in the chat. Hello, Nami.
Yeah,
Nami's in the chat.
Eric, your thoughts on this week's episode?
I thought it was good. This one felt like a chess piece moving things because they need to get things in certain orders. It was a really short episode, but it flew by. I like the Laris. I can't remember her real name in the show. What's it
Orla
called?
Brady.
No, I meant what her character's name.
The Watcher's character.
Yeah, what's her name?
Oh, Talon.
Talon. I thought she was cool. She's her accent is I don't know. I love her. I love her other accent, so I'm just like, I can feel like what Picard feels like.
You're so used to it being Laris, and she does pretty much her same accent when she's on Doctor Who as well. And then trying to do this accent, it's like, we know what you sound.
We know. I liked everything with Girardi. I thought that was phenomenal. Her just like her grabbing the gun on top of the mantle and just like getting rid of the Queen was great. Like I love that she's so good in this whole episode. Like, and then when she's talking to the Queen and they're talking about how lonely they're gonna be without each other, and she ends up submitting to her. Oh God, so good. And I like that Hawk's screenshot behind him, having the little head queen there. That's gonna be amazing. You know it's gonna be amazing going forward, and I just can't wait for the hijinks that will happen. Obviously, it'll be just hilarious. Who else? What else happened? The prison
things happened.
The prison break was this one, right? The bus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was. I liked the relationship between Raffi and Seven was really good for that. Like you could see that they're both dealing with certain things, and the fact that Seven has Raffi's back. Oh my God, when she sees that vision of Murder Bay, it's just heartbreaking, man. Rios didn't get to do much this week, but he was amazing as always. I love him.
He got to compliment the Kirk double punch.
Did anything else happen other than that? Picard being Picard. He was sort of the most boring part of this episode for me.
I feel like the main parts of this episode were really like Q and Soong, right? Like that was kind of like the big story this week. I like that Q is getting more hands-on. Like usually he just snaps his fingers and then you don't see him for a while, but he's actually now he can't.
Now he's actually in the middle of everything. Soong is Brent Spiner, man. Just so good. And I like that this Soong doesn't seem like any of the other ones we've seen. Like I know he's a good actor, but this is like a heartbroken scientist father type guy. His daughter Briones is great to see back again. We knew that she would eventually come back because of the title credits. And I don't know what I can say about her other than I like that she's a vampire. That's so weird.
I agree with that.
Oh, I like so when she goes outside for the first time, we see the drones with the hexagon force fields. I like that that's what it looked like around the Earth. So I wonder how much is related to that. And we see the giant statue of Soong later too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this the same one? Like I don't know if they've said his first name.
I think he ends up being a very historical figure for that version of Earth, and they did the flashback like the previously on, and it very clearly does say Adam Soong like on that hologram. So yeah, 100% him.
Other than that, I can't wait till you guys see next week's episode.
Yep. Before we get to Hawk, I just want to read a couple of things in the chat because it is a theory that's been going around, and it's a good theory. I think we're all starting to agree on. So
I'm just gonna run to the bathroom quick while you go.
Yeah.
No, just do it there.
No.
So Girafe is the Borg Queen from episode 1. We all
that's what. That's what I thought
we
too.
all agree. So a lot of people had that same theory in the Twitch, and I think that's got to be.
I like how
clear right now.
I like how Nami wrote, but did she really get rid of the queen? And just starts giggling after.
I mean, we all know she didn't get rid of the queen. Then
she's in the head, like at the end. Yeah, at the end, she's in her head.
Since Hawk left, I'm just I'm gonna go off script, and I'm gonna go, and Hawk can go last this week because I never get to not go last, so I'm not gonna go last this week. So my notes, not Laris, weird, but I dig it. I think it's cool. How they're gonna connect that later on, we'll find out. I'm here for the ride. Tapestry. There was a tapestry reference, and I'm 100% here for it. Hawk, I started my thoughts without you, so you get to go last this week.
I could
So Renee Picard, awesome. I love that that's not only, his great aunt, but that's also the name of, unfortunately, his nephew who dies in a fire.
The 1 week we don't talk about the fire, and Julian had to bring it up.
I think there's a pun to make here, but I don't have it. That was
we haven't talked about it yet. This is a Two Takes Frakes episode. Jonathan Frakes directed this episode.
Oh yeah,
it's always brilliant. You know it's a good episode when it's a Jonathan Frakes episode.
I love that they brought back Leah Thompson. Like, I'm sure he was just like, you know what? Come on,
stick around.
Yeah, why not?
Get on over here. Yeah. I love that the Borg Queen is just the Borg Queen. Like, we all know who the fuck she is. So the fact that she's up to no good and, like, knows that she's up to no good. Annie Warshing is killing it this season. Love her.
So good.
I wrote something that doesn't make sense to me now, even though I watched the episode twice. 100% more French than Jean-Luc. I don't know what
the cop.
Probably the cop. Probably the cop. I love that. Like, this is a feature that we never saw in TNG or any other future Trek show, but apparently tricorders can also double as EMPs now.
Yeah.
Sure, Star Trek. I'll take it.
Magic.
Yeah. I wrote, it's like, so this goes back to my reference at the beginning of the show. Like the whole raiding the ice truck is very much, like Frakes directed Leverage. Jerry Ryan was on Leverage. This was just like, hey, why don't we do a quick Leverage scene? Like, let's do it. And that's what this was. So I really, like, one of my favorite moments was them rescuing Rios and the fact that his buddy does like a Kirk double punch to the dickhead guard. That was brilliant. The whole thing with Rafi seeing Eleanor is just oof.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. It is
Murder
very heartbreaking. I know that probably Giraffe lost her shit when Gary 7 was mentioned, but I just lost my shit the minute that Picard was like, Kirk's Enterprise. And I was like, yeah, Kirk's Enterprise. And then Gary 7, supervisor. Boom. Like, Assignment Earth. The TV show we never got. Love it. Fucking Q is my next note. Goddamn Q. I just want to say that John Delancey, out of anybody that's come back to Star Trek and, like, gotten older, it's like he's never left this show. Like, he has picked up the character right where the character of Q left off, and I think that is so fucking cool. Not a lot of actors can come back to a role and do that, and he's done it so well. His complete manipulation of Adam Soong is so well done. From his little stupid calling card with the Q and then the number you can actually go and call right now. Someone will pick up. No joke. Go do it.
You know it's a law, right?
What's a law?
Like if you
if you post
a phone number,
okay.
it has to be a real phone number.
That's
it has
funny.
to go somewhere.
So that's an awesome one. Leah Thompson having a cameo is so cool. I actually put Q twice in my notes because I love Q so much.
You'll sit down in 17 seconds. That bit right there, I was just like, that's perfect Q.
Oh, look at that. 17 seconds right on the dot.
God, he's so good.
So good. Eugenics Wars, possibly a reference to the Eugenics Wars in this episode, with the time being very like
history being lost.
Yeah, we don't know quite when the Eugenics Wars happened. I think this is a great way for this show to retcon that, because all the Drekkies and be like, oh, what about the Eugenics Wars? Like, shut the fuck up.
In the 90s.
It was retconned. It's fine. Everything's fine.
They could have still happened. We don't know, right?
They could have. My next point. Again, I say this every week since she's left the ship. Where the fuck is Jurati? Why is she not on the ship? Who is guarding the Borg Queen? Oh my God, this is my biggest.
She was sleeping on the couch. The couch is comfier.
She locked out the
Would
system.
you like to sleep next to the Borg Queen? I'd watch it. Like I'd sleep in that haunted castle any day.
Someone needs. This is the worst part of the goddamn season so far for me. I love this
Let's
season
leave
so much.
Agnes by herself with the Borg Queen.
She took her key. She pressed the little button, went beep beep, and she was fine.
Yeah. Just
the other thing is like.
Leave the Borg Queen on the ship that you need to get home all by her fucking self. Come on.
Agnes doesn't wake up with the cop being but she wakes up from the Queen calling her from the other side.
Man, I'd wake up if Annie Wershing was calling my name too.
Speaking of Annie Wershing, just my other note, goddamn Annie Wershing. So damn good. There's if you're a Destiny fan.
Annie, I will give you French lessons.
There you go. If you're a Destiny fan, there's a reference to Io, because Io is one of Europa's moons. So that's cool. And then I just wanted, the last thing I'll say, and we're going to get into detail in just a second, Spiner and Delancey worked so damn well off of each other in this episode. Great acting by both of them. I have nothing but good things to say. You know, I said off mic when we were getting ready to record that watching this episode the second time maybe like lessened it for me a little bit, but now I'm talking about it again, I'm like, oh shit, this was a really good episode again. Like, there hasn't been a bad episode of season 2 so far. And with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Hawk. So go ahead, Hawk, your thoughts on this week's episode.
Where to go? Yeah, Julian and I were talking about that. Like, you know, talking about these things always seems to really kind of amp up my enthusiasm more. You know, I was like, you know, I loved it the first time I saw it. The second time I saw it, I was like, okay, this is more kind of moving pieces around the board, you know, introducing new stuff in that, you know, explaining some stuff, but not exact, you know, also introducing new mysteries in that. And yeah, this is actually kind of amping it up from a good rating to a great rating. Annie Wershing and, you know, as a Borg Queen, and Jurati, it was fantastic. You know, it wasn't like, you know, like she was killing off their means home in that. And I think that's kind of why she ended up submitting to her at the end, is, you know, because, like, you know, part of her knew it's like, if, you know, if I don't do this and that, we're stuck here forever, and probably, you know, the universe is screwed. So that Q and John Delancey, John Delancey and Brent Spiner interacting was great, and that like his manipulate, you know, like he was so charming, but also he knows exactly how to cut in, you know, where to cut, you know, when he needs to get to a person, and that, and his quoting Oppenheimer to a scientist who's already kind of flies, you know, already had, you know, flies by his own rules, and that, you know, I love that line. It's really confusing me about Q's role here in that, you know, because, like, you know, we initially thought that, you know, he had sent Picard back to repair the timeline and that, and it seems to be that he's actively trying to destroy the timeline, you know, posing as the Doctor, identifying Picard as an obstacle to Dr. Soong. Like, I don't know what his motivation is right now.
I feel like we're getting to the question now that we need to ask is, who the hell has dirt on Q to make him go after someone, I think, in a very deep, dark, and kind of like masochist way, considers Jean-Luc a friend. So why all of a sudden is he trying to get him out of the way?
It's weird because he's always like pushed Picard towards something, but not like actively tried to stop something from happening around him. So it's something dire must be happening to him. Like we already know he can't use his powers right now. So there's something happening to the Q continuum, if not him.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, these are questions that I really hope we get like solid answers to by the end of the season. You know. What else? You
It's
guys
the
have covered-
prophets.
Could you imagine if the
Again,
Q and the prophets were at war with each other?
I'm sorry, but like literally, the first episode we see the tablet in Picard's.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
office,
it's true.
and nobody says anything.
And
It's
it
the
was
prophets.
featured so prominently in the trailer.
Right?
You know,
This is when
telling you.
Cisco comes back, right at the end of the season. No one expects it because
Cisco.
no one
Cisco.
thinks he's gonna come back.
Hey, Star Trek is just recasting everybody, so I mean, bring it on. I'm ready.
I don't want that.
Orla Brady back as Talon. You know, that was, you know, we were speculating like, as to the identity of these Watchers now that we know that they're part of the same organization as Gary 7. And if I'm correct, this is an organization that basically selects humanoids, takes them to become Watchers. Now, do they erase their identities when they're chosen to be Watchers?
Very good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right. So I'm thinking this is something that probably happened to Laris at some point, before, or,
What happened to her ears?
Well, she's got to be.
She's got to
Earth,
blend in.
right?
She's got to blend, right?
Mm.
Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is
I got
Laris.
them.
Giraffe has Laris's ears.
You're sick, man.
Regardless,
You're sick.
Regardless, it's not the Laris Jean-Luc. No, she's now Talon and part of this organization. And
Maybe
that,
it is her.
Right?
Maybe like way in the future, like maybe they picked her.
She may be selected.
But I mean, who watches the Watchers? Like, who makes the supervisors? Maybe they're the one fucking with Q because they can, and they're done with him.
Why does God need a spaceship?
But then she asked, "What's a Q?" She asked Picard, "What's a Q?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, who knows if the Watchers give their watchees all the information?
They could have erased her memory and then brought her back in time, right?
Yeah.
Everything is possible with Star Trek. Who knows?
That's true.
So we end this episode off with a caper.
So good.
which seems to happen in, I guess, the 5th episode of every Picard season. So I'm looking forward to seeing
It felt like Ocean's 11, didn't it? When they were talking about it, I'm sitting there, I was like, that's amazing.
Well, this is it's similar to like when they were trying to deal for Bruce Maddox back in season 1, right? Go in with a like subterfuge.
Yeah.
Like, I have a plan.
Picard brings out the feathered hat again. God.
Oh, please.
And the eye patch and the beret.
I'm from France.
By the way, Patrick Stewart, I know he was a little bit in the background this episode and that, but there was this moment that when he asked for the angle on the psychiatrist and that the rage in his voice, it made him sound like a young Picard.
That's not a damn therapist. That's you.
I was just like, okay.
That haircut.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
The Q haircut.
The Q Freud haircut.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and how about his accent? It shows for it.
It's very good.
Yeah. Again, that's the brilliant John Delancey, and that he inflicts like he inserts comedy into his performance and like scariness into it, and that
Yep.
So, anyways, a great episode.
It is. It really was. Now that we've talked about it again, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is very good. We're a bit. Oh, I never know because I hit record early. I don't know how over time we are. So I'm going to ask these. If we go,
we are very over time, but let's.
It's okay. It's fine. This has been like a fun chat. So let's just fucking go. This week's episode, we're going to go into more detail. It gave us the big TOS tie-in that Giraffe has been waiting for since episode 1.
I've been waiting for this since like Discovery season 3.
That's true. Gary 7 is mentioned in the episode, the whole Assignment Earth throwback. Do we think that this has bigger ramifications than the show is currently leading on?
Yes. Oh, I need to extrapolate. Yeah.
No, you don't need to. I actually was there for the simple yes.
I think I like the fact that it's a very. I mean, how many people have watched Assignment Earth and remember Gary 7? The supervisor is like such a weird callback of an episode that goes nowhere and does nothing. Like, for real. And I like the fact that they hinted at like these supreme being or whatever that like take humans and raise them on the planet. It's such a weird TOS nonsense, and they're like, we're gonna make it something, and I'm like, I'm here for this. I'm listening. And that's a good thing about TOS. It's that they have so many times this idea that they're like aliens that are way more powerful, like that we cannot compute, like the Medusans, like, you know, they have like these whole races of other beings that can totally mess us up. And I like the fact that it just opens a door in narration that you can make now everything is possible. Bringing Gary 7 in, anything is possible. And I like the fact that I don't really know where they're going with it.
Yeah. Joaquin Solita writes, the spinoff of Picard is Gary 7 of 9.
What if Michelle Yeoh's series is about Watchers, and this is their way of introducing Watchers?
I would dig that.
That'd be good. I mean, that'd be interesting.
Anybody else on this maybe having bigger?
It is a deep cut for them to go to.
It is.
Like,
it is.
Yes.
I legit didn't think they would go Gary 7. I was just being silly me, being like, yeah, Gary 7, TOS. Yeah, I want the cat to be a woman. I want the cat to not be a cat. But like, then they gave it to me and I was like, okay, thank you. You should not be listening to me. It's a very bad idea.
It's true. Hawk, do you have anything on this?
Again, I'm not sure if it's going to be anything bigger or not. I would like to see it in that. And yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like the whole Assignment Earth should have been kind of a throwaway thing, but like Star Trek and it's just like the MCU. They never kind of leave anything out, you know, of the sandbox. If it's there, they'll find a way to reuse it. And that, like, whoever thought we'd see the return of the Iosians and that until we read Rogue Element.
Yep. We've talked about this already, but these two had such great chemistry playing off each other. Adam Soong and Q, Delancey Spiner, just like the 30 plus years they've been doing this now, you know, with a pretty significant break in between. But it's like TNG all over again. Their chemistry was so good in this episode. What do we think of their scenes together, and also the return of Isa Briones?
That diner scene between them was brilliant. The way that Q could manipulate anyone that he talks to was just so well done. The 3D printer was weird and fun. I wonder, like, if that symbol of Q meant something as well, but who knows?
The way it was done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought it was an IDIC symbol when, like, it was shown. When it was shown on the trailer. Everybody's like, there's a Vulcan in the woods, and then the IDIC call cards, and I was like all about it. And then it was a Q, and I was like, we're such a bunch of dumbasses.
You just have to turn it sideways.
I was like, nah.
What was the second half of that question? It was
Isa Briones.
Man, I was so sad when she didn't show up, like when she disappeared after the first episodes, and to see her come back in such an important part of this series, or at least this part of the storyline, is really great. And I hope Elnor comes back in the same manner later when he comes back, because he's not dead. He's not dead. I'm done.
Yeah, John Delancey, Brent Spiner, so good together. That diner scene was great. I don't know much more I can say about it. Like,
it was really good.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Brent Spiner playing not a scorned father, but like a father that would do anything, a desperate one that would do anything for his daughter. You could see the desperation in his eyes, and that's hard for an actor, right?
Hey, he made her. He like built her. He wants her to work. also he's a Soong, and we've seen Soongs throughout history, and obviously this guy is no different than that. We saw Soong in the Enterprise.
It's a 3-episode arc with the eugenics, right? In that
Is that Soong
series.
or a Sing? I always forget.
It's a Sing.
Enterprise-
Okay,
No, it was
one is
yeah,
a Sing,
Sing.
one is a Soong.
Yeah.
Because
Enterprise was
apparently,
a Sing, right?
Yeah, Sing.
Wait a minute. Was he the Sing or the Soong?
Sing. I'm pretty
What's
sure it
the
was a Sing.
question? What is the
Oh.
question?
I'm gonna look it up.
Can you
Everybody
Wait.
keep going.
give me again the question? What's the question?
The Brent
from
Spiner
that and from
arc.
Enterprise, when Brent Spiner guest starred in that, was he playing a descendant of Soong?
or Sing.
He was
Soong.
playing
It was
a Soong.
Soong.
Soong. He was playing a Soong.
So
Yeah, Soong.
at the end, when
Yeah.
he was in prison and that, he started, maybe
Yes.
I'll get into cybernetics next.
He's been a Soong all along.
Yeah,
So this is also a tie. This is 100% a tie into Enterprise as well. Okay,
absolutely.
It's been a long road.
getting from there to
Mm.
here.
One more person.
One more.
Shut
One
up,
more,
one
and we
more.
sang.
Shut up.
Live at
Shut up.
Chicago.
Only if you come.
Sorry, Hawk.
I'm good. I was happy.
Josh, do you have anything on this?
Yeah, no. I just
Alrighty.
said what I thought, that she's
No, that's fine.
synthetic. Yeah.
Agnes, right? Agnes, most improved from season 1 so far. She's been freaking amazing. Gone and just shot the Borg Queen in the face. Not really
In
the
the
face, it was
neck.
like in the neck.
In
actually.
the neck.
But as we now know, Agnes was already semi-assimilated and now shares headspace with the Queen's consciousness. This is bad news bears for everyone, but it's also probably not only bad news bears, but their ticket home as well. What did we think about this very crazy development?
I loved it. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I like Head Queen. She's awesome. And like
Head Queen.
yeah, you don't have to get all the cybernetics on you. You can just have the Borg thing inside the brain.
You know that voice that talks to you at 3 a.m.? It's the Borg Queen.
Yep.
It makes sense.
Yep. Anybody else on Agnes and this development?
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Amazing developments. I love that little callback, to like the best of both worlds. And that I remember when they had the decision about trying to separate Locutus from the Borg, and that it's like cutting off your own foot and that, and it's like when he actually did separate it, it's like it was the strain of it almost killed him, and that and you saw a little bit of that. Like when Agnus and that, when she was dying, she felt her dying, and that I love that callback.
She's like, "What is going on? Yeah, why am I feeling this? Yeah."
Oh, and just the way she was tearing at her, and that you like that gnawing hunger. Well, it's gonna be with you forever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Draft. Oh, sorry. Yep.
No, I just want to say, like, I'm getting slack on the on the Twitch chat because I said that Corey was a synth. I don't think she's a synth. I know it's 2024, a clone, whatever, something not.
She could be a synth. You never know.
She could totally be a synth. Just
I
saying.
don't know. I said a synth. Okay, maybe it's too advanced. Okay, Twitch. Okay, I see you. I understand.
But this
I was
is
still right
in the
about Gary
future from
7.
us, right?
It could be a,
We don't know what
a
happens next year.
It could be a French synth, which are
I
maybe
was-
less advanced.
I just want to say about Agnus, just to go back to the what?
I threw a shit ton of shade at you just now. I'm so
I
sorry.
didn't hear it, so
You'll hear it tomorrow when you listen to the pod over.
I don't listen to the pod. I don't want to listen to the stupidity I say. Like, I feel ashamed about myself. What do you think? You think I really listen to the crazy stuff I say to just be, oh my god, why?
Yeah, I can just picture you listening and being like, I am right. I am.
What did you say? What did you say? Twitch, tell me.
I said it was.
I said what?
I said it was a French synth, which was maybe a little less advanced.
You realize you're gonna be in Chicago with me alone, right?
Yeah, and
you
there's a lot
playing
of
like this?
there's a big mob in Chicago. I'm gonna wind up in like a Chicago back alley.
It just means that they haven't figured out a way to get rid of the nicotine addiction instead.
I do not smoke. Please disprove this. I do not smoke. I swear. What was I saying? I like Agnus with a gun
I
because
like Agnes with a gun too.
big.
Why didn't you use a
Janeway with
phaser?
Janeway has a gun because she was called by the queen when she was like in the castle, and
She was in Chateau Picard.
But she But she walked into the ship.
But I think she already had the shotgun for protection.
That's fair.
I like the shotgun.
I like
the
too.
shotgun. Again, big like Janeway has a gun, like throwback. Big
vibes.
Guinan has a gun vibe
fair.
too. I like it. Give
Lots of
more
shotguns
guns to more
in
women.
Picard season 2.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
why not? Why not? We know now that the timeline, right, is it being restored lies in the hands of Jean-Luc's ancestor, because of course everything revolves around Jean-Luc Picard. Renee Picard, who flies the Europa shuttle mission. Thoughts on this, and either who is, I know this kind of goes back to Q, but who is making Q stop this from happening, or is it him doing it himself, or like why does he want to stop it if someone isn't controlling him?
It's bunnies, right?
Bunnies.
Giraffe.
I have a theory.
That's why I said it's bunnies.
Can we? First of all, I want to say I love you all, Trekkies that watched The Expanse and went microorganism from another planet. Have you heard of the proto molecule? And I was like, yes, thank you.
Ascension.
Is that the Rocinante?
Yeah, it is, man.
Like, what else would it be? Come on. I don't even watch The Expanse.
Like when they're like, oh yeah, she was like just bringing back like a microorganism from somewhere, and you're like, that's such a bad idea. Why? So I think the microorganism is the thing that's slowly killing the Qs. It's a Q protomolecule.
Oh my god, if this turns into an Expanse continuation.
Make it so. I want to see it.
God.
Wow. What? Julian, you still not have watched The Expanse.
Can we not talk about that? We're not this isn't an Expanse.
So is this when? So what we find out is that there's a ring being made with this molecule, and then just shit goes down. Oh my god, you can't go through it too fast though. That would be bad.
Was that not? Wait.
That's not a Halo joke. No, that is a Expanse.
Oh no, I was thinking that was the Lord of the Rings reference.
Oh no, it's all Expanse.
Julian, I will tie you to a chair and I will make you watch The Expanse. I swear.
If you're gonna tie me to a chair, at least put on like Battlefield Earth and Torture.
No, Bratna,
no, Bratna,
no.
Giraffe will tie you to the chair. I'll be there with a little tweezer, dropping moisture into your eyeballs so they don't dry.
And I'll be eating popcorn.
The Dustin Hoffman movie where they torture him. That's what this sounds like right now.
Clockwork Orange.
The Expanse is so good.
No, well, that
Collective, just make him watch The Expanse, please.
Oh, and the Dustin Hoffman one is Marathon Man.
Thank you, Marathon Man. God, that movie. Oh, guys, Hawk. I'm sorry. Did you have anything on this?
Oh yeah. Well, Giraffe already stole the thunder in that. No, it's a
protomolecule.
No, it has to do with this organism and that whatever it was and that gets brought back. Like it's a sentient organism. Like.
Mm-hmm.
So we said we would stop insulting Vulcans, okay?
Or giraffes.
And Erik had a great theory that whatever it was that got brought back might be what's killing Q.
Yeah.
Indeed. All good theories. I dig it. All good things, I should say. Let's rate this episode out of 10 shotgun shells, because there's all these shotguns at Picard all of a sudden. We'll go from the top of the show. Giraffe, your rating.
9 out of 10. Excellent episode. I loved everything. I have so many questions. I like the little cell number, but stop fucking up French. If you're gonna put a whole thing about France, stop it. I will be your consultant for free, Star Trek. Call me. I would check your spelling. This is outrageous. So you lose 1 star for this, or 1 shotgun shells, and I'm being nice.
Brutal, but yet so nice.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Like, I really like this episode, but it's not like, it's definitely a chess moving pieces thing, and I know where they're going, and like everything is just so good, but it's just not. It's a transaction, like a transitional episode. So I can't like be like, oh my god, it's amazing.
There was a transaction in this episode too, so you're right between Q
both.
and Hawk, go ahead.
Yeah, you've talked me into a 9 for this episode. It was a great episode. There, even though it was moving furniture around and that, there was still so much to take away
Moving
from it in
furniture.
that. Yeah.
Search your feelings. Use your original one. Your original.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
9.
9. On Twitch, we have a few ratings. Haven says I will rate it a 7. I'm enjoying it, but LAP says I'm enjoying it, but the plot is a little bit too slow for me. Not too many other ratings. I'm gonna give it an 8. Great episode. 8 out of 10.
Talix also did 8.
Oh, sorry. There it is. 8 out of 10 shotgun shells. Full of rock salt. Ooh, brutal. Dig it. 8 out of 10. Great episode. Need more. Joaquin Soley, 8 Borg Queen hallucination buddies. Yeah.
Oh man, I would be down for that too.
I would be down too.
That's a bad trip, man.
That is. 8 out of 10. This season has just been fantastic. I said it after the first 3, and I'll say it after the first 5. Like, this season could theoretically have like 5 meh and 4, because I can at least say this next week's episode is very good too. 4 like episodes coming up, and it would still be better than last season. So that's saying something.
Oh, Nami says 10 for the Borg Queen, 8 for the rest.
I love it. All good ratings.
8 on 10 for 8 on 10. 8 Gary 7's out of 10. It's Gary 7. Come on.
Yeah. I actually make that joke in just a minute. And in that minute, it is time for the Subspace to Pull and Mailbag.
Hailing frequencies are open.
And we asked Trek Twitter what they thought of this week's episode of Picard. And usually this is Brittany's job, but someone needs to take the reins and get a promotion. Hawk, he put his hand up first. Read our Twitter to pull, please.
All right. So 50% said loyal watcher.
What would you have picked? What would you have made that? I'm just joking, Hawk.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. 20% said Gary 7 out of 10. 30% said Borgatable. Brittany would be proud of that.
I like that one.
And nobody said astronaut.
Again, another 0. That's very strange.
I know. That's 2 in a row, right?
I'm happy.
When I checked, it was exactly the same numbers. It was 30. I was like, ooh.
That's funny. Oh, okay. Let's get into the mailbag portion of the show. We'll go in reverse order this time. We will start with Hawk.
Thank you. The first one is long. I was
It
scared
is
I
long.
had to read it.
Why don't you take Andy Kaufman's mailbag?
Absolutely. Andy Kaufman wrote, I am loving this season of Picard, but this episode was a bit of a mess to me. It seems like characters like Cora, Dr. Soong, and Talon the supervisor are just there to justify having the same actors on the show. Q has lost his powers, maybe, but still comes up with this cure that Soong needs. What Q can do and what he can't still seems pretty inconsistent to me. Hoping that is explained later on. The prison bus scene was very blah, kind of obvious resolution. And honestly, the Mission Impossible music as they were planning the break into the gala was super cheesy.
I love that.
I loved it.
I found it so funny. And the fly me to the moon at the gala fly. It's like, okay, cool.
Because she's an astronaut. Sorry, Hawk.
But I will quit bitching. What about that TOS Gary 7 reference? Very nice, as was all of the Girardi Borg Queen stuff. Even though it is pretty obvious they are setting up Girardi to get everyone home with the Borg Queen in her head, I am here for it. And maybe the Borg... Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
And maybe the Borg Queen we saw in episode 1 is Girardi. Yeah, we were discussing that too. This is a classic get us from A to B episode, and it did pretty well despite being uneven. 6.5 out of 10 for me. I just need to address one thing. And Q has lost his powers in that, but we already saw even when he's lost his powers in that, his mind is still like the mind of
He's got the whole mind and power of the Q continuum in his brain still.
Yeah, it's like Rook Sanchez times a million. So yeah, he knows how to hack a network. He knows how to come up with a stabilizing genetic stabilizer. Yeah.
Yep.
Jesco wrote, my pits of this episode are the Soong scenes. They weren't very engaging, and I'm not sure of the purpose. Maybe I'll like them better once we have more information, but the peaks of this episode were wild. Loving the Borg Queen shenanigans, and the Europa mission plot of Renee finding intelligent life is such a cool concept. That last scene at the gala when Girani was captured, whoa, she's in her head! Cannot wait for next week.
What's in your
You know
head?
what? I gotta be honest. I think next week's my favorite episode of this season.
Ooh, that's a very interesting take, and I like it. Okay. All right, Giraffe.
I have
go
not
ahead.
watched yet. Okay.
No one's fault but your
Where
own.
am I? Colin D wrote, agree with other reviews on the Soong scenes. It was nice to see Issa, but this part of the story, meh. All right. On the other hand, I thought the main story picked up from previous episodes. As most have noted, Alison Peel has hit the home runs for season 2. Girardi and the Borg Queen have been the highlight throughout.
Mhm.
There's so many difficult words in this.
And you didn't want the first one.
Oh, so many H's. Got a kick at listening to Ola Brady trying so hard to get her American accent down. Thank you. I loved the rescue of Rios from the ice bus. But that whole sequence was fun. 7.5 out of 10 for me. And OMG, I think I am in love with Christine Chappelle.
I look forward to seeing her for the first time in the show.
Dude, Eric, I just have to reiterate, I totally love and respect your decision not to like watch these and go in fresh and cold. I dig that. I'm all
We have
about
an expression for what you're doing, and I will tell you that after the show.
There you go. Yum Yum Pod wrote, overall, this episode wasn't a hit for us, and this season is beginning to remind us of the first season with how complicating the plotting is becoming now, which I have to say, I kind of disagree. I think they've done a pretty good job making everything like put it in mostly layman's terms.
I think there are a lot of pieces in the season, though. I think that's where it could get complicated.
Fair. Okay, so we are to understand that one of the core story elements of season 2 is Picard's traumatic upbringing in which he witnessed the abuse of his mother, right? So when watching an episode like this, we can't help but wonder if framing the idea that way, framing that idea with this goofy time travel plot is really helping to tell that story. Curious to hear your takes on this big season long adventure is perhaps diluting the emotional core of the story, or if it is aiding it.
You know what? I sort of agree with that, just because the emotional abuse plotline, I don't want it to just be like thrown away in like a couple scenes in a later episode. Like it did seem way more important than it's been for the past couple episodes. Like there's nothing really, there's no connective tissue at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think that they throw that in for any old reason, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will eventually connect. I know it's hard when we are, like people have already said in the chat too, like we're halfway through the season. So that is something to be aware of. That's insane.
I was really down on Disco the last like 3 episodes, and they still did it.
We all were. Yeah, we all
but
were.
again, like Disco got like this weird pose in the middle. I mean,
Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. That's my opinion. I'm not worried about it so far. If we get into like a 7, 8, 9 and
it starts feeling like that again, I'm just like,
then we'll see. Hawk, take us. Oh no, yeah, Hawk, right? Hawk, take us home with Haven's mailbag.
So Haven wrote, this episode felt like it was overly long. I love the Rios and the Borg Queen scenes, but I truly don't understand why Brent Spiner was in this episode. Like I feel he didn't make this episode move forward. I will rate this a 7.
They had to introduce him somehow, right?
Right.
He's Brent Spiner. You bring him back for anything, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah. If there's some role to play, you bring Brent Spiner back.
I also watched this episode this morning again for the second time, and I was like, wait, shit, it's over already? Like,
I thought it was really fast.
I think it's the shortest of the season.
It's
41 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was very quick. So, great mailbags, everybody. I like that this is a bit of a polarizing episode for people. I always love hearing differing opinions. That's what makes this show so awesome. That is gonna do it.
Oh my God.
For this one. With that, I will say we will not be seeing you live on Twitch next week, but we will be seeing a lot of you in Chicago. We are going to be, me and Girafe are going to be recording an episode review of episode 206 of Star Trek Picard. We're going to probably have a couple of surprise guests when that happens. We're going to make it work. So far, it's a pirate radio cast. We have no idea where we're recording right now. But
I'm sorry, but like the Twitch is like what, saying things to me, like walking slowly, saying I'm not gonna be able to say your name. I'm sorry. Walking slowly. I want like walking slowly, saying, will we get Evan as Elnor and Ethan as Spock on the same day? We're speaking about like the finale of Picard and the premiere of Strange New World. I'm like, shut up! Shut up! Ah!
And you still can't convince me that they're going to debut on the same day. I'm putting that out there too. I think they're going to do a 2-hour finale, but I could be wrong. Anyway, look for us in Chicago. Girafe's going to have stickers. I'm going to have stickers.
Yes.
You get a sticker by
You're going to get to meet me for real.
For real.
I don't think you want that, but
I want it.
I
You
mean,
get a
I'll
sticker.
be there.
You
I
get
have some
free stickers.
awesome
Free
cosplay
stickers.
too.
We all have awesome cosplays. Free stickers by either subscribing to our YouTube and our Twitter. You get a free Awesome Mission Chicago sticker. We'll have a lot of other goodies to hand out.
If you buy me a drink, you get a free sticker too.
I mean, I guess I'm fine with that. We have a lot of old logo stuff that we have to get out so we can buy new stuff.
I drink gin.
She drinks gin. I drink gin. We're both gin drinkers.
Oh my
so
God.
We'll make it work. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I can't believe that I still have to pack a suitcase and do all this shit, and we only have 6 days.
Just buy new stuff there.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, for sure. Oh my God, what an episode, guys. For Hawk, for Giraffe, for Erik, I'm Julian. I say live long and prosper. Majram, good night.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.